Hey, hey, hey there, woman. Hey, hey, hey there,
Welcome, everyone.
girl.
This is the seventh episode for BPW Her Footprint interviews. Today, we are very happy to invite BPW Australian members, Miriam Cuellar. She is also the winner of our first BPW Asia Pacific Science and Technology Award, which was taken place this year in August. We have our award ceremony in Malaysia. So today we're very happy to have her to share with us her journey to who she is today. Welcome, Miriam.
Hi, Herlin. Thank you for having me here. It's a pleasure and it's an honor to be interviewed by this
Yes,
program. Thank you.
thank you. Very happy to have you. And then please introduce to us how do you engage in BPW and then what make you who you are today?
Yeah, well, I actually started with BPW when I arrived to Australia 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I didn't really know much about BPW, but then one of my aunts had been involved with the organization for a while, and she insisted that I should join. She's like, this will be like a great network for you. It's a great opportunity to meet great women. Like, you need to trust me on this one. I'm like, okay, okay, okay. And
Wow.
then I joined, and that's how it all started. Yeah.
And your
Um,
aunt is from Mexico?
yes,
Or
she's from Mexico.
oh, so she was our members from
Yes.
Mexico? Or,
Yeah,
oh,
at that
one
time she was the international president of BPW. So
that's
I didn't really
wonderful.
know it was like a big deal, but now I do, and I think it's like a great organization, and I've stayed. So it's been 10 years now.
Yes, yes. Yeah, so you are a female leaders in a male dominant industry. So can you share
Yes.
with us a little bit how do you got into this male dominant industry and then what are your experience?
Well, I think it's not only my achievement. I think for me it was the way I was brought up. So my dad is an engineer and my mom is a doctor. And when I was younger, I was always brought up to be whoever I wanted to be. So for me, there was no constraints. There was never like, oh no, that's for boys or that's for girls. It was like, what are you going to study when you're old, like when you're older? And like I had no clue. I actually decided when I graduated high school because everything was like an open book for me. And my parents were like, yeah, you can be whatever you want to be. You just have to be like independent and be able to kind of like be self-resilient and sustainable, because that was like I think a worry of my parents, that I would be able to do whatever I wanted with my life without the need of anyone else in case anything happened. And I think that's because of my parents, because one of my grandmas, she widowed when she was young with 9 kids, and my other grandma, she she separated and then she widowed, like my grandpa died when she was like 50 or 45, something like that. So I think for both of them, like being a woman on your own and being able to cater for your kids was very important. So that's why they pushed us hard. Um, so
Mhm,
that's how I started thinking about what I wanted to be. And then I discarded those
mhm.
careers that I didn't really love. And in the end, I came up with engineering. So I entered
Wow,
engineering. And then when I started
that's
studying
great.
engineering, that's when I decided which one I wanted to be. And I took mechanical engineering. But that's how it all started.
Mhm.
And it was really funny because you're right. Like when I got there, I was like, oh, there's no girls. Like, but it was kind of like, oh, why wouldn't they study this? Like for me, it was kind of like, oh, okay. But for me, it was never about, oh, this is only for boys. Like it was more
Right.
about, oh, maybe they don't like it. Like, but it was never about capability. So yeah, that's how it
So do you
it
have any
started.
sisters? Do you have
Yes,
sisters who are also in engineer or in other
yeah, I
more
have a
male
younger
dominant
sister.
profession? Mhm.
Yeah, and she's also an engineer. She studied
Oh,
IT, but her career has led her into supply chain and logistics.
that's wonderful. Mhm. So During your career as a mechanical engineer, have you had any negative experience that you feel excluded because you are women, or that never happened to you?
To be honest, I think I went to a co-ed school, so I'm used to being around guys. Like,
Mhm.
and I think I was a pretty good student. So I think I worked hard and I achieved. So I was valedictorian in high school, in primary school. I was top 10% in in university. So I think for me, because I was confident, like boys never made me feel like I couldn't do things. So I don't think I've ever felt less than a guy. What I can say is that culture is very important. So I've lived in different countries, and I think France, Germany, the States, Mexico, they all kind of like celebrate uh, being confident and a high achiever. And I think culturally in Australia, I had to learn my way with unwritten rules about the puppy, like tall puppy syndrome. So I think for me, that's been kind of like the hardest. And it's not that Australians are not welcoming or friendly or nice, but they're just like a different set of rules in which you have to be very humble. You have to be very, um, yeah, you have to be a bit more, I don't know, like quiet in a way. And I think in other cultures, you kind of like, you tend to kind of, yes, this is me, and you come up really strong and hard. So I think that's the only time that I think I've suffered a bit because I had to
Mhm.
completely learn
Mhm.
a set of
Mhm.
new rules and I had to adapt.
Mhm.
But I think it's
Right.
made me a better person because yeah,
Mhm.
it's become a strength now because I think I can use that to my advantage now.
Right. And then that does not have anything to do with gender, but more like a culture shock or culture differences. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. I think gender is always there, but
Mm-hmm.
again, because it was never part of the way I was brought up, it
Hmm.
didn't get to me. Like even if guys, because
Okay.
you know, sometimes guys make jokes. Like I've had
Right.
like I had a teacher when I was in
Mm-hmm.
uni,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not shy about asking questions. So I remember
Mm-hmm.
I asked a question, and I think I rather ask than kind of like not know.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't
Right.
care whether it sounds like dumb or stupid. I ask the question. Like I want to know. So when I remember when I asked that question, that was the first time that I got like a negative response
Mm-hmm.
from someone, and my teacher was like, "Oh, are you sure you want to be an engineer? Maybe you should move like to communications or like a human like career." And I was just like, "Huh, yeah, not funny." But that's the thing because my brain was not wired.
Mm-hmm.
Like I never
Mm-hmm.
picked it up. I was just kind of like listen, it would go out the
Mm-hmm.
other way, like, and then I would just discard.
Mm-hmm.
So I have come across like when you get older, you start noticing it. But again, if you don't let it get to you, then it's fine. It's just their opinion, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and like if you start thinking about everyone's opinion, then it's gonna be really hard to live a life. So it's yeah.
So now you are you still in mechanical engineering, or can you introduce a little bit your field?
Currently, I work in the clean energy space. So I
Mm-hmm.
am New South Wales node leader for Powering Australia. Powering
Right.
Australia is an industry growth center. So I'm supporting the clean energy transition for Australia, which is pretty cool. I
Mm-hmm.
have networks and carbon as a remit across Australia, and I also champion
Mm-hmm.
all the clean tech sector in the manufacturing space for New South
Wow.
Wales and the
Wow.
ACT. So
Wow.
I've transitioned from engineering because I used to do
Uh-huh.
manufacturing
Mm-hmm.
into kind of like a more of a national leadership role within
Right.
the organization I'm working on. But this was
Uh-huh.
like a big transition. Like
Right.
coming to Australia, I could actually not find a job as an engineer because there's not
Mm-hmm.
a lot of
Mm-hmm.
engineering roles, or not especially in manufacturing because my background
Mm-hmm.
was manufacturing. So I
Yeah.
had to reinvent myself. I had to
Mm-hmm.
start completely from scratch. I started
Mm-hmm.
doing engagement, and it was really cool because I was given an opportunity. So I feel really blessed because the opportunities I've been given have been by people who don't really know me, who kind of like saw past the accent, past that you don't have experience in Australia, and just kind of like let me do my thing. And it's yeah, it worked out pretty well, I would say. So I'm not where I would want to be if you ask me when I was a child, but I think I rather have a balanced life and be able to like I've made tough decisions in my life. I've declined PhDs twice. I've declined job offers, um, and I prioritized at times my family, at times a bit of the work because I have a supportive partner. So my husband has been there at all times. So I think I could still get to where I want to go when like I think I still have time. It's just that it came at a different pace and through a different timeline. Like, but yeah,
Mm.
that's so I feel pretty happy where I am. I've been learning a lot about the energy space. I didn't understand the energy networks, how they worked in Australia. I couldn't even understand how you're like yeah, like your electricity bills worked, and now it's been like a big journey and a like curve of learning, and I'm feeling really happy because now I'm really keen to know more about clean energy, sustainability, and I think that's where I want to focus my career now.
Wow. So in Australia, clean energy, do you see many other women in this clean energy sectors, or they are still more men?
I think it's male dominated, but to be honest, I think there is
Mm-hmm.
a lot of women getting into the space. There is actually
Mm-hmm.
it's called Women in Energy Network,
Mm-hmm.
and I joined, and it's a delight to go there and talk to women
Mm-hmm. Wow.
all the time, and they're coming from different countries because there's like a
Oh,
lot
it's an
happening.
international network.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very international. You have a lot of people from Europe, Latin America, because in some
Mm-hmm.
ways, some other countries are a bit more advanced in the energy space, and
Mm-hmm.
the companies are coming to Australia to kind of like do a bit of developing
Mm-hmm.
work or EPC
Mm-hmm.
work for the
Mm-hmm.
networks or for like
Mm-hmm.
renewable energy generation projects. So it's pretty cool. Like I get to see way more women than in the
Mm-hmm.
past because I've been in Australia for 10 years, but overall I think there's not a lot of women engineers in Australia. I don't think it's actually, there's not many engineers overall. I don't
Mm-hmm.
think it's a career that's very
Mm-hmm.
common here because yeah, I think most of the engineers do a lot of engineering work and those companies are not based here, but this is starting to change. And that's why I got this
Mm-hmm.
cool job, right? Because we're trying to
Mm-hmm.
promote manufacturing and we're trying to
Right.
promote creativity and benefiting from the energy transition. So yeah,
Right.
so I think it's an evolving market at the moment.
That's great. Now you are a longtime member of BPW. Have you engaged with other younger BPW? And then what kind of advice you can give to those younger BPW members?
Well, I think I've engaged with some when I attended one CSW
Mm-hmm.
63 as a delegate.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when I arrived to Australia, the challenges, the struggles, it just kind of like transformed into an induction program, which I submitted to apply to go as a delegate, and I was chosen. So my project was submitted to the UN Compact, um, the United Nations Compact. So I was really, really happy. And I think when I went to the UN and I was there and I couldn't believe it, I just thought, wow, because that was kind of like one of my bucket lists. I think I'm a dreamer. So I think dreams crystallize. And I think every time you achieve something, it's worth it. Like every choice, every sacrifice, every moment like of doubt when you have it, like it's all worth it. So I think what I would tell to all these younger women is that life is about resilience, about courage and strength. I think it's about believing in yourself and not like listening to others. And it's about pushing through. It's about thinking what you want. It's gonna be hard work, and but if you really want to make a difference, you just have to go for it. Like you don't have to ask for permission. You don't have to be like others or try and fit in. You just have to want to be yourself. So I think I chose to be me. I think um I think I've learned a lot throughout my life. I've lived in different countries. I speak different languages, and I think um, you are made because of your experience. So I think in my personal journey, it's been about like I believe in God. So it's been about like God, it's about my family, it's about the situation you're in, it's about professional life, it's about the people you encounter, those friends who become family. So I think through life, there's a lot of choices you have to make. And for every choice, there's a consequence. So my advice is whenever you make a choice, just be happy with that choice because no matter the consequence, you have to be certain that you're not going to regret it. So I've made hard choices. I've declined PhDs. I've moved countries. I start from scratch. But in the end, like I like to think that I am happy to where I am. And I think it's also about having fun throughout the journey. Because if you're not having fun, then what's the point, right? Like it's about having fun
Yeah.
at work, with friends, with family. Like, yeah, so I think I'm pretty,
Mm,
I don't know, people call me, I have like a bubbly way of being. I'm always smiling, like, but I think that's a
mm,
choice, like, because I could be like just
mm.
looking at the half empty glass, right? So, so
Right.
if you were to follow like an advice, I think it's that. It's like look at the positive side of things and just do what makes
Mm,
you happy.
mhm. Yeah. Seems like you are a brave and happy woman.
Yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
think everyone has a dream.
Mm-hmm.
It's just up to you to make it happen. So the only one
Right.
responsible, it's
Right.
yourself. Like,
Mm-hmm. Yes. So this program is called Her Footprint because we want to encourage our BPW members, young and
mhm.
seasonal members, through others' experience. Who do you think can follow your footprints? Because you were born in Mexico and raised there, and then but took on this migrate journey and then establish your career as an engineer, and then move on to a clean energy, more management fields. Um, who do you think can follow your footprint? Or
I think every young girl could follow
Mhm.
my footprint. I think it's
Yeah,
um, anyone who anyone who thinks who can't have a family and a
mm,
career, like
right.
I would encourage them to follow my steps because I think
Hmm.
you are the one who defines success for yourself.
Hmm.
So it's about you being comfortable again with your choices. So I think young
Mm,
women,
mm.
mothers, like I took a maternity like gap of like four
Wow.
years and then I
Wow,
came
really?
back. So yes,
Hmm.
so that's what I'm saying, like sometimes you have to make the hard choices and sometimes those
Mm,
hard choices mean saying
mm,
no to what you
mm.
want.
Yes.
And then I've also turned down like really cool opportunities. Like my first
Mm,
PhD was a PhD in
mm,
aeronautics
mm,
with
mm.
Lexborough University and the Mexican
Right,
ITESM
right.
University. Immigrants, like if you're thinking about moving countries, like navigating new cultures can be really hard. So you need to be open and you need to be thinking about expanding yourself and stretching sometimes yourself. I think if you're a high achiever, like like it's also like this, like it's again, you can do whatever you want to do. It's up to you. Like there's no one stopping you. And and also like sometimes when I took the maternity leave, when I moved countries, sometimes I told myself, oh, it's too late. I'm too old. And no, I'm living proof. It's never too late to restart your career. It's never too late to pursue a dream or be who you want to be. So I think it's anyone, like anyone who's thinking about yeah, reinventing themselves or pursuing something different or wanting to make a difference in life. It's like it's about just making those choices to get there. I think it's about choosing to do the hard work.
I think it's very good advice that never too late to pursue our dreams,
Yeah.
no matter what that is. Yeah. Thank you very much to bring us so many positive perspectives to look at
Oh,
our
thank you.
life and then our choices. So thank you again for accepting this interviews. And then I look forward to you seeing you in other BBW activity or CSW. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
me too.
you.
Hopefully I get to meet you soon in person, Herlin. Thank you so
Yes,
much for your
yes.
support.
Hey, hey, hey.